write a balanced equation, okay? So balance this equation. We have HCl and Na2CO. I think it's Na2. I think it's Na2CO3. So sodium carbonate. So yeah, sodium carbonate will be the name of this. So that being said, if you want to balance this equation, just trying to figure out what this would make. HCl reacts to Na2CO3. Okay, so just make sure we have the HCl, which is hydrogen plus, and Cl minus, and then we have 2Na plus and CO3 2 minus. So we can definitely form salts. That's what I'm going to aim for here. So we definitely have these two of these, okay? Because you want to make sure you keep balancing out to where you have the same amount. I still want to make hydrogen chloride, okay? So that part is stabilized. Now in regards to the rest of it, if we're making salt, it's going to be HCl3, so that's hydrogen carbonate. Just hydrogen carbonate ion. Just trying to figure out what that would mean. CO2 plus H2O. I'm actually going to trust that because when you look at it, it makes sense, because then one oxygen drops out, and then because we have two hydrogens, that's where that would go, and then we still get CO2. So exactly, so one oxygen with the 2 minus comes out, allowing this to be CO2, and that's where these two hydrogens would bond. So now with that being said, we're going to have now as a final formula, we have 2HCl plus Na2CO3 turns into, okay, NaCl, okay, well actually two of them, okay, plus CO2 as the picture says, plus H2O. And you will see that everything is actually perfectly balanced in here, okay? You have 2HCl and there's an H2O now. The Cl still has a 2 because it's 2 NaCl. Na2CO3, exactly, there's still 2 on the NaCl. And then CO3 lost one oxygen and became CO2. So, with that being said, that would be the answer here we have for question 17. In terms of balancing it, you really just want to make sure, as we quickly go over this question, is that if you see that for example, you want to write the way to dissociate to kind of see how things will now re-associate back together. And for this, exactly, if we want NaCl, we frankly just need more chlorine per sodium, hence why we multiply the chlorine by 2. So that's kind of what we're doing here in regards to chemical equations, is that we want to make sure that every part makes sense and is accounted for. And if I were to make a sheet of every atom involved, it should also match what I believe the answer is. So for example, in this case we have two hydrogen, okay, we have on the products and reactant side, so we have 2 hydrogen, we have 2 chlorine, we have 2 Na, and 1 CO3. And here we have 2 Na, so these two cancel out, 2 Cl, these two cancel out, we have a CO2, we have H2O. Okay, so this one, H2 and the H cancel out, and the CO3 matches the CO2 and O. And that right there just really supports that you have the right balanced chemical equation. Nonetheless, this is correct. And now let's go on to the next question. Number 18. Okay.